My next guest is going to be taking on Askar Askar coming up here at LFA 109 on May 28th. It's Justin Wetzell joining me here on the program. Justin, how's it going?
Awesome, man. Just finished up a session here. It's good to talk to you, James. I got to be honest, I've been seeing your interviews now since I was like, I don't know, almost a teenager.
Hey, that's good. Well, I'm happy to I've heard about you as well, so this is kind of cool that it's worked out. And by the way, I said the wrong date. May 28th this weekend. It's in June is your fight, right? June 6th, I think, is when it is. Or June 4th, sorry, is your fight date, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Didn't want to, didn't want the trolls to come out and say I got the wrong date. So there you go. But yeah, no, really excited to talk to you, man. It's a good opportunity. Tell me how this all came together, getting this fight and fighting Askar Askar. How much notice did you get?
So specifically for Askar, it was just a couple weeks, but I heard LFA was going to have a June 4th card, and I was just staying ready for that date, preparing for that date, staying in shape, getting ready. And Askar's name came up, and I jumped on that opportunity immediately. He's really good. He's got a really good record. He's got a lot of, I don't want to say hype, but, you know, he got signed by the UFC. So this is a great opportunity for me to slip in and take his spot.
You mentioned knowing about this fight for a while. Did you have another opponent, or did they just pencil you in for this card and you were just waiting to get an opponent?
They told me they were going to have a card in June, probably about 6-8 weeks out, and I was just staying ready for that date. No names, no anything, just said there was a date. So I was like, all right, let's get ready for that date.
He's got an 11-1 record. How do you feel like you match up against him here style-wise?
Great, man. I think we're very similar. We're both complete mixed martial artists, right? He's got very good grappling. He's got good wrestling. He's got power. I feel the same way about myself. I think this is going to be a complete mixed martial arts fight. Honestly, this feels like a Contender Series or a UFC level fight.
Yeah. That's the first thing I saw it of when I saw the matchup booked. If you look at your records, you look at who you guys have fought. That's the other thing. Both of you guys have fought pretty solid opposition on the regional scene. So it's excited to see this come to fruition. You train at a great camp, man. I think that's actually how I found out about you. Was I know you train at Elevation. I interview a lot of the guys over there. Who are you getting to work with? Who have been some of your main training partners for this camp?
Well, not for this camp specifically, but you know, I'm always working with Cory, and there's a bunch of other really good guys that you still haven't heard about coming out of Team Elevation that are our way. Evan Arredono's another one, really good fighter. There's just a lot of really good guys here, man, and we're making each other better every day.
Yeah, and it's cool to be, I'm sure, part of that up-and-coming group, right? When you think of Elevation, you think some of those bigger names, but I know there's a lot of guys in your gym that are putting in the work, you know, in the LFA cards and, you know, everywhere else that are kind of on the rise like yourself, so that must be kind of cool. You mentioned Cory Sandhagen. Like, how long have you guys known each other? Because it seems like there's a really good friendship there.
Yeah, well, I moved here in 2017, and he's been here his whole life. So I started working with him. Well, I guess you could say working. It was more of him just beating my ass for like the first year and a half here. But I've been working with Cory now for, you know, probably a solid 2 years. And it's changed my game leaps and bounds, man. Just watching what he does, just studying all his fights, watching him hit mitts, watching him train, and not even just the physical too, the mental aspect of the game. He is a true mixed martial artist. He's a true fighter. He takes, you know, just the way he takes his training. He takes his training very seriously, and he kind of shows you what it's going to take to get to that level.
And for those who might not know, where are you from originally, and what brought you to Colorado?
Yeah, I'm from Sterling, Illinois. I actually grew up with Austin Hubbard.
Oh, that's a connect. Figured as much. And Curtis Blades, I'm sure you guys are all sort of know each other, right? It seems like a lot of the Illinois fighters sort of know, they're sort of in the loop,
yeah.
Right?
Well, when I moved here to Colorado, actually, I stayed at Neil Magny's Fighter House, and Curtis was there, Austin was there, Chepe Morisco was there. It was like 5 out of the 6 people that were in the house were from Illinois.
Nice. Okay.
But I lost my I went 1-1. I lost my second pro fight, and Neil Magny said to me after the fight, he's like, "Well, this is a kind of a crossroads for you, man. You can let this tear you down, never fight again, and just feel bad for yourself, or you can promise yourself to never let this happen again. Come out of Denver, man. Stay at the Fighter House and just, you know, make the move." And that's what I did. And it was the best decision I've ever made.
Good for you, man. Who's the best at video games in that house? Because I know a lot of you guys like to game.
I actually don't game anymore, but I don't know. They all kind of suck. Maybe Austin.
Yeah, no, I heard Austin's really good. And Carrington Banks apparently is like one of the best Mario Kart players too. So
yeah, no, he's a good Smash player. I haven't played with him, but I can tell he's like that college kid good.
He's got, every fighter I've talked to always brings him up, so I know he's got like that legendary status. So I had to give him a shout out there as well. The other reason I know about you as well is because you had that great tweet that kind of went a bit viral a couple months ago with TJ Dillashaw, and I'll read it here for those who didn't see it. Hashtag desperate TJ must have not liked what he's seen on tape and needs more time. He's pushing the fight back in June because of a cut sustained in training. I got to get your explanation on this. Where did this come from?
Well, I thought you were going to mention the other one.
Oh, okay. There's two. Let's hear the other. What was the other one you had?
It was about the spies coming in.
Oh, that too. Yes. I was going to bring that up as well. Yeah.
Yeah. The second one was more of just a fucking jab talking shit. But this first one, he had some Ludwig students come in to Friday sparring. What up? He had some students come in on Friday sparring. They were Ludwig affiliates, and I wasn't there that day, but I heard about this from other people. And they're like, yeah, there's these Ludwig affiliates, and they were, when Cory started sparring in the cage, they like whipped out their phone and started recording, and then later on the Instagram, they like posted some shit on their story, like bragging about, hey TJ, we got these rounds for you, we got it all recorded, da 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 da. And yeah, it was just kind of, I don't know, like, yeah.
Well, were you surprised they didn't get more press? Because that's kind of a big deal, especially in the, because what stays in the gym is supposed to stay in the gym. So for them to go out there and be so kind of reckless about it, did that surprise you?
A little bit, but I don't know, man. It is what it is. I don't think it's really going to help.
No, but that's still not good if they're doing that. So if I had to guess, so that happened, and then that's why you put the other tweet out about the cut, because like, I'm sure it added a bit just knowing that there could be some spies in the camp, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because the first story I ever heard about that was John Jones and Rampage, and that was forever ago, right? Like Rampage was accusing Jones of like having spies, but then like it actually happened, like in
really?
The gym. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, because so John had spies in at Rampage's camp, is what you're saying? Because he was in
supposedly that was like the story. That was like when they were going to fight. How long ago was that? 7-8 years ago?
Yeah, ages ago. Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, we've heard talk of that before, so that's kind of interesting. But no, I'm glad I got some clarification on that, because I remember seeing the tweet, and then I remember thinking like, why is no one talking about this more? And I guess I kind of forgot about it, but good to know, because that fight obviously rebooked now to July, so there's still lots of time to prep for the fight. So we'll look at that. Back to you though. How's the weight cut going? Like you said, we got this fight coming up here in a few weeks. You always knew you were on this card, so I'm sure the weight cut's going pretty well.
Yeah, I'm right where I want to be. It's never fun, but I'm a professional, and I'll get it done.
Corner, who's going to be in the cage with you that night?
Cory.
And that's it? Or how many cornermen do you get?
So you only get one corner for LFA unless you're the main event, which I thought I was going to be, but unfortunately that's not the case. I'm the co-main event, so you only get one corner, and I'm going to bring Cory. So
you'd think too, with the fact that we're kind of getting to that point now where things are starting to open up a little bit, that they might add another corner. So did that surprise you? Just because I even know, like where I live here in Canada, they're talking about bringing back fans to events like in a couple of months. So you would think that a corner wouldn't be a big deal, but especially if they're masked.
Yeah, you wouldn't, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised because the last LFA I was on, they made it clear that you can only have one corner. So I figured they were probably going to be doing the same COVID protocol. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I'm not really going to bitch or complain about it.
How's this fight playing out on June 4th?
I think a first-round knockout or a very hard decision.
Good stuff. And we talked about it there, the implications. I mean, this is a UFC contender series, LFA main event type of fight. I know you're not the main event, but like a win, where do you think that puts you? Because I think personally, if you get this win here, you'll be 7-1. That's better than a contender series record. I think that could probably get you in the UFC. Do you feel the same way?
What more do I need to do, man?
Yeah.
That's all I can say. If especially if I can do it very impressively, I think that's why I jumped on this opportunity, because it puts me right in line. Like, again, he was signed to the UFC. I feel bad for him, man. Like he got his dreams were realized, right? He got to the UFC. He got the interviews, the weigh-ins. He woke up ready to fight, gassed up, ready to go, and then, sorry, man, you're going home.
Well, it's also weird that they cut him from that, because it was apparently a heart thing. And then like, it's not like I could see if he missed weight badly and they're like, okay, you didn't take this seriously, like whatever, but it was something kind of beyond his control a little bit. So that was a bit surprising, but it's UFC, right? There's always some weird stuff happening every now and then, right? So
yeah, it's super weird and unfortunate for him. And I don't really know Askar too well personally. I've seen him at some couple events. We were on the same card.
Well, I was going to ask about that because he's from Illinois as well. So I don't know if you guys were familiar with each other even before this fight was booked. You're saying you were on a card with him. Did you know him even before that? Just because of because people talk on the regional scene.
So I know him. I know him and his coaches, Alex Trujillo, I think is his name.
Yep.
And all the MTC guys. Honestly, since I think my third or fourth pro fight, I've always seen those guys in the backstage in the locker room and one of their guys warming up. And I talk to Alex every time I see him. They have a great group of guys, man, a great team, great people. It almost sucks because one of us has to go backwards from this. So, it kind of sucks that I have to beat him and push his dreams back a little further. But it is what it is, man. And I knew I'd eventually be fighting an MTC guy. You're just seeing him all the time. So now's that time.
So you don't play video games. We've established this, not lately. What is downtime looking like? I got to ask.
Downtime. Man.
I know naps, right? That's important. In between sessions, I get that. But like any Netflix, any hikes? Like what are you doing?
Maybe some hikes, going out. Like I do like little gig work on the side to like just support myself right now while I can pay my bills.
What are you doing for work on the side? What's your hustle?
Just gig work. Like I'll do buy and sell on like Marketplace, Craigslist.
Oh, same here. I do that too on Facebook Marketplace. It's the best. So
yeah, being your own boss, man. I don't do the 8 to 5s. That's a scam.
Yeah.
Just that, but honestly, a lot of it is, in Denver, the metro area. There's a bunch of different gyms here for elevation. So, unfortunately, a lot of my day is like driving to places. And when I get to the gyms, if I'm driving 35 minutes to the gym, I'm going to stay here for a few hours throughout the day, drive to the next gym, train there. And by the time I'm getting home, exhausted, man, like maybe I'll put like some Netflix on or Hulu at the end of the night, but I'm falling asleep 10 minutes into the thing at like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
That's me too.
Ready to get up early and start the next day, man.
Yeah, see, I don't punch people in the face for a living, but I have a 3-year-old, so being a dad, that you got to get up early if you want to get the workout in and do everything else. So I'm in bed by 9 as well, but I'm also up at 5, so that's the difference. A lot of people are like, "How come you're in bed so early?" It's because I got to get up at 5, so it is what it is. But this is going to be a great card. LFA 109 coming up here June 4th. It's going to be on UFC Fight Pass. Justin, great finally talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, guys, Jay Wetzell MMA. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Team Elevation. I don't got much more to say than that. Let's go.